Okay, so everyone, welcome to the Happiness Method webinar. I'm so grateful that you're here. I know we are all so busy, so it really does mean a lot that you made time to join in. By the way, you can see lots of links in the chat box. I have just added the trackers. You should have got them via email anyway when you signed up, but I created a couple of trackers for the happiness method that you can use. You can print them off and you can use them. So that's what those links are about, if you're wondering. And my goal after this webinar is that you have more ideas how to feel absolutely fabulous and you have more positive emotions in your life. It's all very simple. It's all very easy to implement to this happy chaos, which is the busy life. So yeah, let's get going. Firstly, I am Menina, as some of you, I think I have met most of you. So I am a positive psychology coach and a personal trainer. I kind of call myself a happiness and well-being coach. I've been trying to come up like, how do I explain it easy what I do? But as my goal is to like help everyone to feel happy and feel the best version of themselves, I thought I'm going to use happiness and well-being coach. So that's who I am. If you have better ideas, please do tell me. I have 3 children. I have 2 cats. I have 1 husband. I am from Finland, but here I am in UK and I've been here for quite a while now. I think like almost 19 years. So here we go. Anyway, right, someone wants to come in. Okay, so what is this happiness method about and why have I created this? So I've been working with lots of people and I find that they always struggle to find that kind of happiness within. We're so busy making other people happy and just doing everything for everyone around us, including like a neighbor we don't even know or some random person. We will just drop everything and serve them and help them to feel happier, even though we might desperately need some help ourselves to feel happier. Does this sound familiar to anyone? Feel free to comment in the chat box if you can relate. And I know lots of people struggle to commit to their own well-being because they feel like there's just no time for yourself, because you give everything to everyone else around you. So when it comes down to yourself, you're like, I just don't have time, or I don't have any more energy. And really, we should look at ourselves first, our own happiness first, in a sense that we need to give at least a little bit of time every day for ourselves. So then we can serve other people better as well. So if we are happy and feeling healthy and feeling well, we have so much more energy to help other people to feel better as well. So it's kind of like, the happier you are, the more you sprinkle the happiness around to all those people who you love the most. So you're doing them a favor if you look after yourself, basically. So I have been doing my research and I've been comparing like what has worked for my clients. And that's how I created this happiness method. And I came up with these 3 steps that I think we should take every single day. Don't panic. You know, it doesn't matter if you can't do it every day, but if you can do these things every single day, I promise you, you're going to feel so much better, even more fabulous. So 1 is to do something that makes you feel happy. Then do something that makes you feel better and healthier. And then do something that takes you towards your goals. So these 3 steps. Okay, so I'm going to go through them all one by one and explain what I mean by them. So first one is do something that makes you feel happy. If you can, could you write in the chat box what makes you happy? Or what makes you smile? And the reason I'm asking you to write this in the chat box, if you can also write it on your notepad if you want to, or, you know, whatever you need to do. But sometimes we just simply forget what makes us feel happy. We are so, like I said, we're so busy that we just forget. And then we hear someone mentioning something and we're like, oh yes, I used to love doing that last year or 10 years ago. Why did I stop? And it's almost like because we get so busy doing other things, we just simply forget what makes us feel happy. So that's why I like sharing these ideas, because you might be like, oh yes, being creative, oh that makes me happy too. And then you can write it on your little list. And I almost recommend you keeping a little list somewhere in your, maybe if you work from home, so maybe in your office or just in your kitchen, or somewhere, that you have this little happiness list that you can remind yourself what makes you feel happy, so you can easily pick things from that list. And they don't have to be big things, you know. Something that makes you happy can just be a cup of tea when it's still warm and, you know, it's peaceful, or just a quick call with a friend, or doing exercise, or it can be anything. I love that, tidying up a messy cupboard. That makes you feel so happy afterwards. You feel so accomplished, don't you? So there's lots of these little things that, like, some of the things are huge, like booking a holiday, or, you know, organizing a wedding, or there's some huge things that make you happy. But let's face it, we can't be booking holidays every day, can we? So that's why we have to concentrate on these small steps as well that makes you feel happy. And it is those small little things that lead to lots of more happiness as well. So take these little steps every single day, and then suddenly you're like, I'm feeling so happy. What have I done differently? And you haven't really spent any extra time doing these things, because they just become a habit because you keep doing it every single day. Or watching the sunrise curled up with my hot morning drink. Oh my goodness, I love that. I'm going to try to do that myself. So when you feel happier, you have more gratitude in your life. And research, and there's been loads of research about this, and shows that that actually helps you to survive this happy chaos much better. You are much more open for ideas, and if you have problems or if something goes wrong, when you have more gratitude in your life, it's easier to find a positive, like, twist to it. It's easier to find solution to it. You are a better person to be around, because you're not just moaning about things, you are finding the goodness in things and the joy in things. So you have much more fun with people around you as well. So just really, the more happiness and gratitude you have in your life, the happier you become, and that more that radiates from you to other people as well. And let's face it, you have more patience, don't you? You know, when you feel happy, you have so much more patience. And especially those with families, we need that. So that's really, really good. If you can, could you write down in the chat box what has made you happy today? Is there anything you have done today that has made you happy? Remember, don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. Thinking of things on my to-do list of chores. Yeah, that's brilliant. Met with friends. Mum said yes to something I've been asking for 3 years. Oh, how exciting. I think I might know what that is. Seeing family members. Back something I've been knitting for a year but didn't love. Coffee with my mum. Seeing massive progress. That's amazing. Like, all these things, aren't they? Like, it makes you happy just reading this list, right? And this is like, when you keep writing things down, you celebrate it even more. It's not only in your head, because sometimes we forget, like, if you hadn't written these things down, would you go to bed and be like, oh yeah, I really loved that moment? You may have, but not always. We just forget, don't we, what we've done during a day. So oh, my teenage son asking me for help with something. That's lovely. Guiding me. Oh, I just want to keep reading this. This is making me happy. So see, so there's a long list of things that you already can tick off the happiness box for today. Okay, and some days you have more happiness things in your life than other days, but it's just really, really important that you make sure you have at least one of these every single day, and you celebrate it afterwards. Okay, and also just remember, just be mindful that when we get older, or when we change, or, you know, when our identity changes, like, you know, maybe our children are growing up and they need us differently, or our job changes, or we're getting a new pet or something like that, that affects our identity. And that means that things that made us happy before might not make us happy anymore, or might just be kind of a different happy season. So don't feel like it doesn't always have to be the same thing. And if you feel like you keep doing something that used to make you happy but is not making you happy more anymore, take a break. Okay, put that thing on the side and do something different. You don't have to stop doing that forever, but maybe it's just not something for right this season. So just be mindful that you are changing, you know, and with hormones and everything, every single day is different, isn't it? What we need. So really tune into you, that what do you need? Okay, so that was the first one. Do one thing that makes you happy. Okay. Our second thing is, do one thing that helps you to feel better and healthier. So are you feeling the best version of yourself right now? Feel free to write yes or no in a box, or you can, someone shaking your head, someone nodding. And there is no shame if you're not the best version of yourself. And there's also, you should be so proud if you are the best version of yourself. Okay, we are all, again, our journeys are so different. But again, the same thing is that you probably know what you need to change to feel better, would you say? Like most people are like, I'm not quite where I want to be. And I kind of know what I need to change, but I'm not sure if I want to commit to it. Okay, so you need to again think of what's harder. Is it harder to stay where you are, and then deal with those consequences of not changing and not feeling better? Or is it harder to make small changes and start feeling better? Okay, which one's harder? There's always a choice. Every action has a choice. You've got to choose to stay where you are, or you can choose to make a change. Okay, so, and I know that's quite a loaded question, but it is something that is really good to kind of question yourself every single day. It's like, okay, what's harder? Is this action harder than this one? Yeah, is it harder to have the whole pack of biscuits, or is it harder to resist most of them and just have one? Like, it might feel hard not to give in for the whole pack that moment, but afterwards it's probably harder to deal with those emotions because you feel disappointed and you know you shouldn't have eaten, you might have a tummy ache. And that's the small changes make the big change. That's exactly what it is. Oh, I love that, Danny. Thank you for sharing. I can choose to stay the same, or hard would be no qualify for IVF, or hard to stick to healthy nutrition to get healthy for baby. That's an amazing option. Both, it's lots of hard work ahead, but you want it, and that's why you are committed to that goal and you're going to make it. So something that makes you feel healthier and better could be just drinking more water, sleeping more, moving your body, drinking less wine, or having a rest day. Sometimes we are so tired and we're like, oh, I have to keep doing stuff, but actually you will feel better and healthier if you just have a rest day, you go to bed early. That is looking after yourself as well. So this is not just about doing more exercise or eating more carrots. Okay, this is about health and well-being in general. And like I said, some days it means rest, some days it means different nutrition, some days it means more movement. Listen to your body and just make sure you do at least one of these every single day again, because like Sunday it can be a lovely walk with your family or friends, and that is good for the body and soul, right? Spa day, yes, that sounds lovely. And have you done anything for your health and well-being today? If you have, please write in a chat box if you want to share it. Remember, it can be anything. There's no judgment here. Remember, it can be rest. It can be working less hours, actually taking a lunch break. That's good for your health and well-being if you normally work past through your lunch break, but taking the break, that's good for you. Okay, so that is ticking a box. Because we all know workouts, brilliant. We all know that if we don't look after ourselves, we actually feel quite exhausted because we feel guilty and disappointed in ourselves, don't we? So, and that is so tiring. So if you don't keep looking after yourself, you just keep feeling all the time, oh, I should have done that, I should have chosen that one, and that is so tiring. Again, you become grumpy, you have much more negative emotions, everything becomes a battle because you kind of surrounded by that negativity. So looking after yourself and your health is really important, not only for this moment but for the future as well. And can everyone write in the chat box, what could you do for this tomorrow? What can you do tomorrow for your health and well-being? Remember, it doesn't have to take hours. It can just be a few minutes or a little break away from somewhere. That's good, everyone. Thank you. But yeah, just take small steps again. Okay. So this is great. Perfect. Well done, everyone. So this was our seconding. Do one thing that helps you to feel better and healthier. Okay. our third and final thing part of this method is do one thing that takes you towards your goals. Again, your goal could be work or business related. It could be family related. It could be exercise related or weight loss. It could be anything that is meaningful to you. And that is the key here. It has to be something that is meaningful to you. If you are happy to share, I would love to hear what your goals are right now, what you are aiming for and why. Okay, so it's really important when you choose a goal that you know, why do you want to choose that goal? What does it mean to you? How do you want it to make you feel? It's all about the feelings of when you achieve this goal, how do you want to feel? You've got to connect with the feeling of this goal, because if you just randomly choose a goal that you think you should be achieving, it's just so hard to stick to, because life gets busy. Well, life is always busy. And then that's one thing that you're not going to commit to, because you're like, actually, it doesn't mean to me. I don't need to do that. It's not really important to me. So you're not going to keep turning up. Okay. So then love the workout as part of the day, improve my gut health to reduce my chronic fatigue. And that's great. So you have your goal and why. And what about, when do you want to achieve this by? What's your have you got deadline? Have you got event? Because again, if you do a goal and say, I just want to have a bit of general this and that, but if you don't have a date, kind of end date for it, it's really hard to keep yourself motivated. So if you don't have something with the figure or something like with the numbers, then you could just say, do you know what, for the next 4 weeks, if it's workouts, for example, I'm going to commit to 4 workouts a week. So that's 16 workouts this month I'm going to do. And you can create yourself a tracker and you can keep ticking them off. Okay, so create some sort of plan and how you're going to make this goal happen, whatever it is that you want to aim for. And because you know that if you have a goal with a plan, that's actually going to happen. Like, how many times we've said that we're going to do something, but if it's not in your calendar, if you haven't scheduled time for it, is it actually going to happen? Like, who would make time for something? We just forget it, don't we? If we forget, we run out of time and all of those things. So almost like you have to schedule all these things in, whether it's just scheduling 5 minutes time to yourself. You know, you just have to schedule that calendar and let everyone who lives with you know that this is something really important to you. You need to make it happen. Okay, so make sure that you schedule things in. And that connection is one more thing about the goal that I want to emphasize one more time. Connect to the feeling of the goal. You know, you need to know why you want to achieve this goal, because then you're going to work for it even more. You're going to make it happen when it's important to you. Okay, so these are the 3 things part of this method. Do one thing that makes you feel happy, do one thing that helps you feel better and healthier, and do one thing that helps you to achieve your goals. Does it all make sense so far? Yes. Does it seem a little bit doable? Do you think you could commit to this? Okay. Yes, I can see more nodding than not, so that's good. Does it feel daunting and stressful if you would have to keep committing to these 3 things every day? Or does it feel like, actually, I will make it happen? And to be honest, it's more about becoming aware of these things, about making it into a habit. So even if you start by doing 1 of these things a day, or do it all 3 of these things like 4 times a week, that is so much better than not doing it at all. Okay, so again, it's all about celebrating what you can achieve. It's all about everything you do, just be like, well done me. You know, just keep celebrating and you know, be proud of yourself that you have done it. And because when life gets busy, we so often just push our own happiness aside and we just concentrate on everyone else. And then suddenly we feel a bit left out, almost. We feel like life is a bit unfair. We feel like, gosh, I haven't had a moment to myself for so long. But really, you are in charge of your own time. Yes, so you are the one who fills it. And I know with work and stuff, you get some meetings put in, and with kids, you get hobbies put in, and there are lots of things that want to go in your calendar. but you need to make sure that you leave some time for yourself as well. And I know it's hard to say no sometimes, but sometimes you need to, because if you don't look after yourself, what's the saying, that if you don't look after your wellness, then you end up looking after your illness, something like that, isn't it? So it's really, really important that you look after yourself and make these things happen. So I have mentioned scheduling already, but this is something that I really, really recommend you doing, that these 3 things, that you schedule them in. Okay, so I don't know if anyone has got the trackers yet, but I send you that in the email when you sign up, you had a link for a little bit of Canva trackers. So I created 3 different trackers that you can choose from. Or you can just do your own notepad, or do it in a calendar. But there's all different types of trackers. You can just copy them, and you can print them on your printer if you want to, or you can take a copy of it and save it on your laptop and keep changing it there. Okay, it won't take you a long time, but it's really important that you really commit to this if you want to make this work. Okay, so one of the options, like, I could give an idea that if you like starting things on Monday, I know not all of you do, but that lots of people like starting things on Monday. Although I want you to start this tomorrow, please, not wait until Monday. But anyway, you could take, like, on Sundays, you could have a day that you like schedule these things in, because with your goals, you know what you want to achieve for the week, don't you? So you can schedule your goals in, and you most likely know what you need to do to feel better and healthier, so you can schedule that in. So I think, like, the thing that makes you feel happy, that's something that you don't have to necessarily like design, like plan beforehand. You could just see how you feel and what makes you happy, or schedule like a 5 minutes of happiness time, and then you fill that time with whatever way you want to do. But sometimes you could schedule that in as well, like walking woods. You could schedule that in, and that will make you happy. And a call with a friend, actually have a half an hour or just 10 minutes today. That's my time. I'm going to catch up with one of my friends. Just so you can schedule that all in. And I know you might think, I just don't have any extra time, but I promise you that when you really want something, you will make time for it. So I think you can all do that. But if scheduling it makes it more stressful, then don't do this. This is not to give you more stress. This is to give you more happiness and more positive emotions. Okay, so you need to listen to yourself again and how to do this. And I really want you to celebrate this. Like I said, every time you make it happen, celebrate it. Send me a picture, send me a message of your track, send me something, or post it somewhere to say, like, I've done this, if that helps you with your accountability. Okay, use me, use this group, use us all to help you to stick to this. And it takes like 21 days or 4 weeks to get into habit of things. So if you can keep it up that long, it might just become a habit, and suddenly you're thinking, like, do you know what, I've done three things that make me feel happy today. I've done 5 things that are better for my health and wellness today. And you just keep adding more and more without even realizing. And one thing I would like to say, that don't be tempted to cut corners with this, because, for example, I'm training for my cross-country ski event. So I went to gym today and I did my bit of training for it. So really, that makes me happy. That makes me healthier, and that, I'm working towards my goal. But I don't want to I don't want anyone to just use one thing for it, because the whole point is that you do more for yourself. You do more for your happiness. So then I thought, okay, do you know what makes me happy? So today, my Bucky fitness class, I absolutely love running that class. That made me really happy. I've written that down as that made me happy. My ski machine workout was good for my health and well-being. And this webinar takes me close to my goals, because I want to reach more people and help everyone to feel happy. So instead of just using one thing for all 3, which I could have done, I didn't want to do that, and I don't want you doing that. I want you to do more, 3 different things. Does it make sense? Yeah, we're done. That was it. Does it make sense still? Do you think this would help you? Yeah. And it is one of those things that you really do need to kind of commit to it and do it in order to find out if it helps you. Okay, so I really hope you go and print your trackers, or do it on your phone, or do something like that, and you can start writing these things down. But you got to commit to it, otherwise you're just going to forget this phone call, aren't you? And you're going to be like, I don't know even what I did on a Wednesday evening, but I need to go to bed, and you will never think about it again. So hopefully you will all be messaging me so often, be like, oh, I love it, this was so helpful. But that was it in a nutshell. If you need any help with planning this, obviously, please do let me know. And if you have any questions, speak now. If you want to ask anything, or if you want to share any ideas, like if you have any activities or anything that you think everyone else would benefit from, feel free to share them. You can unmute yourselves, and that's all good. But thank you for being here. Go to bed. Let's sleep. Bye. I'm gonna you can stay and ask questions if you want, so I'm just gonna stop the recording.
Thank you,